Hey everybody, welcome back to the Jersey Zone. Today I want to talk about the Stadium Series jerseys because I've seen a lot of complaints surrounding the release of these jerseys, especially the Devils one, but in general this really hasn't been that great of a release for Adidas, and I feel like that's kind of been a little bit of a pattern in their final year here. So before we do kind of get into talking about all that, if you guys are new to the channel and you like hockey jersey content, please make sure to subscribe. I would really appreciate it. I want to start off by talking about the reveal date of these jerseys. So we first saw them on January 26th, which is about 3 weeks out from the games themselves. To be fair to Adidas, that is actually typical of them with these outdoor games. That is when we saw the Washington Capitals 2023 Stadium Series jersey. We did already see the Carolina one that was supposed to be worn in the 2021 Stadium Series game. That, of course, was canceled, so they brought it back for that 2023 game. But yeah, that is when we saw the Washington Capitals one. So it's around the usual time that we would see the Stadium Series games. That being said, though, I did see quite a number of people kind of confused and sort of complaining about that release date. They really thought that these jerseys should come out before Christmas because, of course, you would get those Christmas sales as well as the Boxing Day sales, so you would probably make a lot more money and you have some time to restock the jersey a little bit. But if you do release it before Christmas, that is over 2 months out from the game itself, so that hype really dies down. Releasing it just 3 weeks before the game, you get people really excited about it. You get people wanting to buy those jerseys to get them right before the game, so they're buying them at full price. They're not waiting for them to go on sale, and you get people reminded about the game as well. If you release it before the new year, people are definitely going to forget about the game, which is already a comment I see a ton of. I know a lot of the time people don't really realize that there is a Stadium Series game until either a few days before, the day of, or after the game. Like, there's just those comments I see all of the time, especially with the Stadium Series games, because there's not really a specific date. It's usually in February, but it's not really a set in stone date like it is with the Winter Classic, where those are basically always on January 1st or January 2nd. It's always one of those 2 days, so people usually know when the Winter Classic is happening. And speaking of the Winter Classic, they revealed those jerseys on November 22nd, so that is basically a month and a week out of the game itself, so not too far away from the Stadium Series jerseys releases. So honestly, for myself personally, I'm actually fine with that release date. I really don't see that big of a deal with it. My issue comes to play with the shipping of these jerseys, specifically the team stores. I'm not really quite too sure about the Rangers or the Devils. I didn't really see too much talk about their team stores, but I know with the Islanders and the Flyers, when these jerseys were revealed on the 26th of January, they were not shipping out these jerseys until March 15th. So that is basically a month after the game. Now, I did just take a quick look at both of the team stores, and it seems like the Islanders have resolved that issue. I didn't see anything talking about an estimated shipping date of March 15th or anything like that. So that seems to be fixed. I'm not quite too sure when they did that, though, because of course this is after the games have taken place. They happened on the weekend already, so I'm not quite too sure if they fixed it right away or when that really happened. As for the Flyers, though, they are still estimating that the shipping date will be March 15th, so that is really insane to me and honestly quite unacceptable, especially because it is from the team store, right? Like with the NHL shop, apparently they were shipping out those jerseys February 5th, which is okay, I guess. It's a little under 2 weeks before the game, so it's cutting it really close, but at least they're still getting out those jerseys before the game does actually take place. With the team store, though, like, I feel, at least when I think of the team store, it should be the highest quality product and getting to you as quickly as possible. I know that's kind of not usually the case with the team store, but at least in my mind, I feel like if it is coming directly from the team, that should be the case. So when I saw that these jerseys were getting shipped out way after the game took place, I was like, yeah, that is extremely bad, just does not look good whatsoever. And like I said, that was just with the Islanders and the Flyers. As for the Devils and Rangers, I didn't really see too much talk about them, so I think those jerseys were shipped out right away, but I'm not really quite too sure. The Devils, on the other hand, are a whole nother issue. They've really had a problem with their Stadium Series jerseys. As for the other Stadium Series teams, I haven't really seen too many issues with them, outside of the fact that these jerseys here just aren't coming to Canada whatsoever. Apparently, Adidas just didn't make enough stock for Canadian retailers, so they canceled all of their orders. At least that's what Hockey Authentic said. And I looked at other Canadian sites to see if that was true, like Pro Hockey Life, Sport Check, Cool Hockey, and even the Adidas Canada website. None of those sites had those jerseys, so it really does seem like these Stadium Series jerseys just aren't coming to Canada at all, and that's really been a growing issue with Adidas. I find with American teams, some of their jerseys can be very hard to find in Canada, whether that is a specialty jersey, a third jersey, an away jersey, which they kind of stopped making a lot of, even sometimes a home jersey. Most of the time you can get those home jerseys. Most of the time they are there. But yeah, specifically with those like thirds and specialty jerseys, those can be very, very difficult to get in Canada. And it looks like these Stadium Series jerseys are no different. But specifically with the Devils, their jerseys have been a complete mess, even in the United States as well. I've seen post after post on the hockey jersey subreddit, on Twitter, basically everywhere, of Fanatics and the NHL shop canceling people's orders. And by the time that they do cancel those orders, the jerseys are just completely sold out everywhere. Those jerseys sold out so quickly, and I feel like there is a few reasons for that. One being that I don't think Adidas realized how popular these Devils jerseys were going to be, and two, they really screwed up with making a lot of the jerseys. What I mean by that is, when they are making the jerseys, of course, they sometimes put players' names on them, just pre-make a ton of them because they know that, a certain player is going to be very popular. For example, with the Devils, Jack Hughes. He is an extremely popular player. They know that he is going to sell a ton of jerseys, so they just pre-make a ton of his jerseys in the factory so they don't have to, stitch them on before they ship it out. The problem, though, is they didn't just put Hughes on the back of the jersey, they put Jack Hughes, so his full name, which is a pretty big screw-up. I guess there was some miscommunication in the warehouse or whatever, and I don't really know how many were made, but it seems like it was enough to really screw over their stock level, which is why they ended up canceling all of those orders. Apparently, though, on top of course, refunding all of those orders there, they also gave a $260 credit on top of that as well. So basically a free jersey, which is pretty nice. Like, I guess I should give them a little bit of credit there, but of course, it's still frustrating because you're not getting the jersey you wanted. You wanted that Jack Hughes jersey. Now you're not going to get it, and it looks like you're not going to get it anywhere basically at this point. So that is a little bit frustrating, but at least you still get a free jersey out of it, which is kind of nice. But yeah, they didn't want to sell those jerseys, and maybe that's for the best. I don't really think it is that difficult of an issue to fix though, so maybe we will be getting a restock here in the near future. Honestly, though, I really feel like they should have given people an option because I think most people still would have taken the jersey. One, because it is so rare, and two, I feel like, a lot of the casual fans that probably bought that jersey kind of don't care, right? They're just like, whatever, I have the jersey. Who really cares if it says Jack Hughes as opposed to just Hughes? On top of that as well, it is just a nameplate, so I feel like that is a fairly easy strip. I've stripped a couple of Adidas factory customized jerseys, and they are pretty easy. That being said, they were all like Climalite and Aero ready, so they weren't the prime green, which is a little bit higher of quality, so maybe those ones are a little bit more difficult, but honestly, there probably is someone in your area that could easily strip that nameplate and just put on a new one, so I feel like they probably should have given people that option, but whatever, I guess. It's just been a mess with these Devil Stadium Series jerseys, and I mean, kind of in general, this last year of Adidas has been really iffy with their jersey releases. I feel like they've really cut down on their production rate, and whether that is because of supply chain issues, which has kind of been a reoccurring I don't want to say excuse, but I'm going to say excuse from Adidas as of late. So whether it is that supply chain issue or it's Adidas giving up, to me, it really does feel like Adidas is saying, you know what, we don't care anymore. It's our last year. Fanatics is taking over. We're just going to do the bare minimum, and you're going to get what you're going to get. Who cares? And a problem that's kind of come out of that is the resale market on these new jerseys has been unbelievable. There are so many scalpers nowadays that just buy up all of the new stock and resell these jerseys for like $300, $400 on eBay and Facebook Marketplace, etc., etc. And it's just basically double the price of the actual jersey. It's so ridiculous. It's so frustrating, even for me, who I haven't really bought too many new jerseys this year, and I haven't really planned on buying too many of these new jerseys. There are about 3 or 4 that I've really wanted, and I haven't, of course, paid the full price or even, the scalper pricing. There's no way that I would do that. But, just looking at that is just so annoying. It's just insane to see those prices up on eBay. And to me, it's even crazier that people are paying those prices as well. I know some people are really freaking out about Fanatics taking over next year, and they want to buy up as many Adidas jerseys that they can, especially with that MLB announcement that came out the other day and the Fanatics jerseys just looking real bad. I'm not quite too sure if I am going to make a video about that because I don't really follow MLB like at all, so I don't know much about their jerseys, but I have seen a couple of videos, so maybe I will make a video of my own. We'll kind of have to see. Anyways, like, I do understand people being afraid of Fanatics taking over. It's not like I'm excited about it either. Like, I really do not like Fanatics. But one, we haven't seen the jerseys yet. We have no idea what they're going to look like. Maybe they do end up looking like those MLB jerseys, or maybe they're just fine because two, apparently, like, according to reports and everything like that, initially they are supposed to be relatively similar to the Adidas jerseys. They are making them out of the same warehouse, and they're supposed to be using the same designs and material and everything like that. It's not supposed to be until year 2 or 3 when Fanatics starts implementing their own thing, and that is when I'm like, okay, like we can kind of get afraid about that, right? Like that is when they start doing their own thing. That is when it's like, okay, maybe we can freak out a little bit more. But you know, next season I think it is going to be fine. It's not like once Adidas contract runs up, you're not going to be able to find any Adidas jerseys at all. You know, just look at eBay right now. You still have a ton of Reebok jerseys, CCM, starter jerseys. Like they're all still there. They're jerseys from the 90s still on eBay. So you don't need to be clawing and just trying to do everything possible to get Adidas jerseys. You're still going to find them in the coming years here. I mean, obviously it is up to you though. It doesn't really matter how you spend your money. It doesn't affect me. I just, you know, don't really want people spending $400 on a jersey to regret it in a year or something like that. That's kind of why I say that people should calm down. But once again, it's your money. Do whatever you like with it. Either way, it's pretty crazy how poorly run this last year of Adidas has been. I've heard so many complaints about their communication this year, you know, with Adidas and the retailers, and now the retailers kind of don't know what they're going to get. You know, design-wise, I feel like Adidas has done a fairly good job this year. I haven't loved everything, but for the most part, their new jerseys have been pretty cool, but just production and communication-wise has been really bad this year, at least from what I've seen, and I might make a video about that, by the way, you know, just talking about Adidas by year and looking at their quality and production and, you know, designs and everything like that and ranking them. I think that is a video that I will be doing probably in the off season. But yeah, just from what I've heard, it seems like Adidas has been extremely frustrating to work with this year, and they kind of just don't really care anymore. I guess I went into a little bit of a rant there of just Adidas in general, but like I said, I don't think Adidas has done a great job with the Stadium Series jerseys, specifically with the Devils, although I have also heard that someone bought a New York Rangers Stadium Series jersey, a Shesterkin one, and they ended up getting a Zibanejad one. So yeah, just a complete mess with these Stadium Series jerseys, but I would love to know your guys' experience. Have you bought any of these jerseys, and did they get canceled? Did, you know, you get a wrong player on it? What happened? Or did you just actually get the jersey and nothing went wrong? Hopefully it is that last one. But yeah, I'd love to know what you guys think in the comments down below there, and let me know your guys' stories. If you guys like this video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, follow me on all my social medias. But that is going to do it for me. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.